Did you really believe Joe Biden was going to be able to cure cancer? Did you really believe Donald Trump was going to be able to cure cancer? I didn't. I'm sure you didn't. Aspirational. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with having aspirational goals? But for those of you who voted for Joe Biden and voted for Barack Obama, let me ask you a question. Did you believe that when Biden became president, inflation would hit 9%? Did you believe that when Biden became president, he would pay people not to work? Did you believe that when Biden became president, he would pull out the way he did from Afghanistan, leaving behind hundreds of Americans, thousands of Afghan collaborators, led to 13 service personnel being murdered at Abbey Gate, $7 billion in cutting-edge military equipment left behind, not advising our allies, and then claiming, as he did, that nobody advised him that the Afghan government would melt and the Taliban would come back, when generals testified under oath that that was exactly the advice that they gave the president. Did you expect that? Did you expect that over the course of 4 years, a minimum of 8 million illegal aliens would come into the country? Some put the number as high as 10 or 12 million, counting the so-called gotaways. Pete Hegseth, the former Secretary of Defense, put the number at 20 million. But let's go with the lower number. Did you really believe when Biden had his debate with Donald Trump and said there was going to be a, quote, surge to the border, that that surge would mean between 8 and 10 million illegal aliens, not vetted, not vaccinated, hundreds on the terror watch list, and those are the ones that we caught? Did you believe that? Did you believe he was going to be a climate change extremist and call climate change the most existential problem facing the world, and the so-called Build Back Better anti-inflation bill would be all about climate change? When polls show that the percentage of Americans who consider climate change to be a major issue has not changed in years. A minority, but no more than that. Did you believe that? And for those of you who voted for Barack Obama, the hope and change guy, the guy who in 2004 in Boston, when he had his coming out party and introduced the nominee, John Kerry, and said there's no blue America, there's no red America, there's just one America, the United States of America. There's no black America, there's no white America, there's just one America, the United States of America. Same guy who on 60 Minutes was asked when he was gaining on Hillary, Senator, if you don't win, will it be because of race? To which he said, no, it will be because I've not articulated a vision that the American people can embrace. Same guy who said, when it comes to race, we're 90% of the way there. We have the additional 10% to go. Did you believe that that guy whom you hired and voted for would proceed to play the race card time and time again over the next 8 years? From the Cambridge police acted stupidly, to if I had a son, he looked like Trayvon, to embracing Black Lives Matter, to invoking Ferguson, which turned out to be a big lie when he gave a speech before the United Nations, to saying that racism is in our DNA, to having Reverend Al Sharpton, America's preeminent race card hustler, over to the White House over 70 or 80 times. Did you believe that he was going to sign an executive order infusing DEI all throughout the federal government? People are blaming this on Joe Biden. It was not Joe Biden who started it. It was Barack Obama. Executive Order 13583, a copy of which I have in my baby brown libertarian fingers. Executive Order establishing a coordinated government-wide initiative to promote diversity and inclusion in the federal workforce. And on and on and on about how DEI was going to be infused everywhere. They were going to monitor this. Did you expect the first black president, who would not have gotten elected without a lot of white support, to push for DEI in every aspect of the federal government? Did you expect that? See, it's one thing for there to be aspirations that have not been realized. It's another thing for there to be promises that have been broken. You did not anticipate what Joe Biden did on the borders. You did not anticipate what Barack Obama did regarding DEI and race relations. So aren't you upset? I'm not upset with Trump. I'm very pleased.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.